Mr. Oscar Michael is an experienced entrepreneur with 8 years in the games technology industry. He has expertise in entrepreneurship, operations, project management, partnerships, software, and community development. He's an MEST Africa alumnus. I explained what MEST is to everyone here, which is the Meltwater Entrepreneurial School of Technology, and is a graduate of the IGDA Foundation, the Next Gen Leadership Program, which was hosted in 20. Anything you like to add for us? The and yeah, before I move on, IGDA is International Game Developers Association. For those that are wondering, is there anything we are missing in your bio, Mr. Oscar?
I don't think so. I think everything is okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have your slides prepared?
Yes,
Or
I do have a very small one. Let me see if I can share that. Yes,
yes,
because I
yes, we
would
work with
love
that.
that.
We work with that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, good evening, everyone. A pleasure to meet you, discuss, and interact with you once more. I think it's a very short slide, trust me, but we'll get to talk more than go through the slides. So basically, yes, yeah, he said 8 years. It's about 8 years. I just like it in 6 years. It seems to be a much more rounded figure to remember. And yeah, I've worked around entrepreneurship, operations, project and program management, partnerships, software development, as well as community development over the years. And when you look at the games industry, it did start at Center for Tech. That was about 2014, where I was basically a games facilitator, game development facilitator, teaching youth, teenagers, adults how to build games. And that's also when I started my role as a community developer or career, if I can put it that way. So back then, we used to organize game jams and the likes, trying to see how we can build the game development industry here in Nigeria. But moving on from that, I did go on to study software entrepreneurship. At Trusty, I was the product manager. These are just some key activities I've done through the past decade. As product manager, one key thing that was there for those who have learned about product management and all is you would always be engaging with the stakeholders involved, from the users to the people, whether it's the buyers, the suppliers. You're definitely going to have stakeholders, and you would have to learn how to interact and manage with them. And so I'm putting that here to show us that your skills are very transferable depending on whichever field you're coming from. So you don't have to be a community manager to manage communities. Your stakeholders, when you're doing product development, is also like a community, because if you don't engage them, you're going to run into serious issues. At Ambitious Africa, that's a civil organization connecting Nordic and African youth together. I also was the community manager from December 2020, if I'm not wrong, for Nigeria, before moving on to country lead, I think about 2021. Just to give you a background of what it's like building communities, my own experience and my journey within that space. At Wala Digital Health as well in Ghana, I was once more product owner. I carried out the user research, visited hospitals, clinics. I was doing a research down around the difficulties surrounding blood donation in Ghana. And so I visited about almost 40 hospitals. I went for all those blood donation screenings and all to talk to people. We are building a tribe of blood donors. And our platform back then was an app that if there's a need for blood in maybe any area, you already have a community of people that donate blood. So once you put, oh, we need O negative, it goes into the app, everybody is alerted based on location, region. We can easily get someone to move in and donate. I think it was very awesome idea, especially with its social impact and the fact that you'll be saving lives. So there, I was also managing a community. We call them the Wala Tribe, and currently I do run Africa-comicade, a launchpad for stakeholders in the African video games, XR, immersive interactive media industry, and I'm also part of the events and community team for the Ghana Gamers Association, which is a community of people in the games industry in Ghana. So yeah, that's basically who I am. Today we will be talking about what is a community, why build a community, why gaming communities are important to the growth of the gaming industry, gaming communities you should know, building and running a community as well. This is something that is going to be, we're going to talk about it. So please, I do expect lots of questions. It's going to be a very brief one. Um, yeah, let's get right into it. So you see what I mean by brief. Yes, I did this slide like 30 minutes ago. I did have my points, but Azus has told me I need to come with a slide, and I don't like slides. They take a lot of time for me to create, but I did take notes down to really understand what I would like to talk to you about. What is very important and key, because that's what's more important and valuable to us all. So I don't know if the audience speak. Is it possible?
Yes, let me give them mics. I'm coming.
Okay, because I would
Okay.
like to know from them what is a community.
I think Azus, instead of manually giving them mics, I think if you turn on the Q&A section or the session, everyone will have the opportunity to talk.
No, it's not a problem. Don't worry. We can give them. Let
Oh,
them.
okay. You can continue with the presentation.
Okay, then. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so the big question there is, what is a community? I would have loved if you can't even speak, maybe you guys just type it out. Let's have a look at that. But what is a community? Why build one? Those two questions are very important. Because for a lot of things you'll be doing, your why is going to be one of the most important things ever in this life. If I might say, professionally, personally, you would always need to have your why clearly defined. So, what is a community? Please, if you can hear me, I would love to get maybe one, two answers. Yeah. So, what is a community? Why build one? Yes. I see some people were able to type in comments before. So, I look forward to hearing from you. Basit, Awodi, Iman, Mohammed, Abdul Kawi. Um, yeah, those are the very active people here discussing. Yes, thanks, Iman. I say a community can be a geographical location where a group of people live, or a group of people that come together based on similar interests. Thanks a lot for that. Anyone wants to back him up with maybe a similar or different perspective? Kinde, thanks. Community creates an avenue for people to meet and share information. Cool. Yes. Can we get one more? Thanks for that, Iman and Kendi. And Abdul Razak. Yeah, a community is like a family that cohabits individuals that have common interests. Yeah, thank you all for that, for those explanations. They are very, very super, and I'm happy that you're teaching me. Yeah. One key thing that makes these answers very exciting and interesting for me is, one, they are all right. And two, based on their definition, based on their perspective about what a community is, these will determine the kind of community they would build. This will determine the kind of approach they would use within their community. For someone that sees a community as a family, this kind of person would most likely not be willing to charge them, would most likely be of a, oh, let's help them, let's support them, let's grow them. For someone that sees a community as a place to share information, this kind of person would most likely be geared towards having an online forum or something where people can interact. It will be all about opportunities, 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 opportunities. And that's also very cool to see. And then for someone who is looking at based on similar interest, uh, I'm not saying these people cannot pivot. I'm not saying they cannot grow. I'm just saying their first thoughts, it gives you an idea. That's why your why is important. The one looking at similar interest, you see people that are doing, like, I can use an example of like Ajo. I mean, we all know that, right? Yeah, this can be the kind of community this person will be geared to, because it's all about let's do something together. It's not really emotional like, oh, we are family or so. Mm-mm. It's we want to achieve something. So if I can use the local word, say like egbe, I'm sure everybody here understands that. Yeah. So I get to my point. Your why, your perspectives are very important, the way you view things. And they are all correct. And it's one of the things that make communities very exciting, because even in the same industry, you can have different communities geared towards different things. And the what is common among all these explanations is that communities are made of people with similar interests. That is what is very common. So when people of similar with similar interest come together, then they form a community. Very, very important. Yeah. And then why build one? Yeah. I think instead of taking time to ask that question, I think we can just go ahead. I can go ahead and just give my own perspective on that. Remember, my own perspective. The world is run by perspectives. The way people see things, yes, there are similarities, but the way people view things is what makes the world different, diverse, and beautiful at the same time. And so for me, why build communities? It's very simple, very, very simple. They say if you want to go, I've forgotten that word, but I'm sure you guys remember. I don't know why it's skipping now, but basically, if you want to go far, go with a group of people. Don't go alone. If you want to go quick, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a group of people. The thing is, personally, I also deeply believe this, that no great thing can come out from just one person. It's impossible. There has to be influences, there has to be support, there has to be contributions. A tree does not make a forest, right? It's impossible to go to a space of land and you see one tree and say, oh, that's a forest. No, that doesn't make sense. That can never happen. So, if you want to achieve great things, you need people to back you up in whatever you are doing. If you want to start a family, you need people, not just your spouse, not just your children. People will directly and indirectly influence you to be able to grow, nurture, groom your family. And we call those things various names. If you don't want to use the word family, based on the industry you are in, based on the register of English you are used to, you will call it different things. You call it support system, you will call it union, you can call it family or whatever, based on the scale as well. The point is, you can't do great things alone. You can be great, but to do great things, you need a couple of awesome and great individuals supporting you. They might not be as great as you. You might not be the greatest in that group, but it takes a group of people working together to make something awesome, something truly awesome, and then sustainable. Those words are very important. Awesome and sustainable. Sustainable with the fact that it can continue. Yeah, and then we'll get back to that later on. So I think we've defined clearly what the community is, why build one. Now I add here what communities exist. Now I would love to hear from you. In the gaming space, what communities do you know? And if you don't know anything, what community in the tech space are you most excited about and why? Yes, please. Looking forward to hearing your answers. Feel free to type. I think the typing is also very cool. So tell me your favorite community and why. Why it's your favorite community? Is it GDG? Is it Ingressive? Is it a gaming community? Is it I know there's the yeah, tell me. I'm looking at the chat section, waiting. Mine would be GDSC. Thanks, Abdul Kawi. And it's Abdul Kawi, right? Abdul Kawi. Please tell me why as well. Don't just tell me.
It's called Kowi's.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry,
It
Abdul
is Abdul
Kawi.
Kowi. But I'm impressed. No one gets it right on the first try.
Okay then. Abdukawi. Yeah.
I think I should tell you why my favorite
Yes, please.
community will be GDSC.
Mm-hmm.
I think the community was very welcoming, and there was
What
a
do you
lot of
mean
people.
welcoming?
So there was never,
Be descriptive.
well, for a community that large, we there was reception. I joined and I got welcomed. I my fellow
Use the same
tech
words
people,
again. You say
designers.
share money. Tell us. You said welcome. It you're not telling us what is welcoming so that we will know.
I got swags. I got
Now you're
swags. I got
talking.
swags.
You want to be lying to us.
But the swags was way later. It was at events,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very nice. And the career fest was one of the kind. It was amazing. It was very, because honestly speaking, the whole Ilorin space, I looked at it with this either Ilorin people sharp.
Yeah.
I didn't have much expectations. I was just going there to school and then leave them with the degree. But then getting to the school, I met a lot of amazing people and a lot of tech innovators. Azus, Alan is not feeling well. He's not in the space. Most of them came from GDSC, 24, and very very interesting people like that. So the community was wonderful, very very nice.
Nice. I like that. Cool. And I can see in the comment section a lot of people are speaking as well. Um, GDSC seems to be taking it. I think you guys, the organizers of this, you have bribed them and you are connected to GDSC. So yes. But then you can also see the values here. It makes networking easier. I got a scholarship through the community. I've been exposed. Abdurazak has seen a lot. Sorry about that, Abdurazak. But yeah, tell me which one stands out for you. And you see, Lawal, I've got a scholarship through GDSC as well. And Miriam says mine would be GDSC and Friends of Figma. I do know Friends of Figma. There's always someone doing something amazing, and you get to connect with them. It's really cool. Yeah. So, what is that one thing that stands across board? And that's why I said I really love that we're interacting because it takes me further through the slides. I didn't really need slides. You all have all the information I need for the presentation. But yeah, the main core thing is, as you can see, there are communities that exist. As you can see, people are always scared of, at first, people always have these perceptions when they see communities from afar and are always skeptical about testing it, trying it out. But something always drives them. But what is very key across board in everything you all have said is every community you really loved provided value to you. Value based on what you are really looking out for. And in some cases, what you did not even expect. And that makes it very core to understand. Whoa, for how long have I been muted? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wait, for how long have I been muted?
Let's say 2 minutes because I had to reload my browser. I thought it was me.
Ah, wala, wala, wala. Wow, I've been speaking, blade grammar. I don't even know why I stopped. I just thanks for bringing it up, Miriam. I just saw a chat and then I was like, what? Wow. But then the key thing of everything I've been saying was a value exchange. That's what is very, very important in communities. Communities that survive, communities that last long, communities that thrive are communities where there is a clear value proposition for the members and even for the organizers or the managers or the moderators. And the community itself gives value to the members give value back to the community. With that kind of exchange, with that kind of ecosystem interaction, things go far. Yeah. Can you all see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, then. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So those are the communities that survive the test of time. Very important. Sorry about that. And yeah. So the slides below, the points below are very simple and straightforward. Types of communities. We have those that are physical groups. We have online forums and social media groups. And now there's a growing increase in having platforms. So aside just social media groups and all social media groups being things like WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. There are private groups on LinkedIn where you cannot join except you are approved to be a part of. And then you have platforms like Discord, which a lot of people don't like, but based on preference, based on industry. Sorry, I'm just waiting for that truck to pass by. Yeah, so we're based on preference or based on industry. Um, a couple of people make use of Discord, which is just like Slack, but more open and more great for a certain kind of audience. And then some communities are building their own proprietary apps, like say Gamer. Um, Gamer right now is a community. It has its own apps where its community members. Well, why is there all of a sudden? Yeah, very sorry about that. I'm just right. I'm still in the compound, but this guy is passing by, just making a lot of noise. Yeah. So Gamer, for example, has its own proprietary app that allows its community members interact. There's a in-app forum, there are opportunities to private chat and the likes, and more people are trying to do that so that they can own their community, have full control in their community. I think this is most likely just my last third. Yeah. So you've built your community, which lest I forget, let me just go back a little. Some very key things you need to know, as we've already mentioned, is the purpose, the audience. What is my community going to be all about? Who am I going to be serving? What value am I going to be giving them? What value am I going to be getting back from them? You do know people build communities for different reasons. For some, it's purely malicious reasons. How can they get money? How can they make money? How can they use their community, sell their community members' data to get money? It's possible. People do these things. It's not new or unheard of. So, whichever case it is, if you are looking at starting a community, you have to have a clear vision and a clear goal of what you hope to achieve with that endeavor. Because communities are draining. They are time consuming, they are draining if you want to do it properly, and especially if you don't have a lot of structure and support in place. So, but once you have that set out, once you've decided what type of community you want, you've decided what platform you want to use, which is a factor of where is a bulk of your audience or where is a bulk of your industry located in. For example, in the games industry, that's why we at Africa-comicade use Discord, because even if you don't know how to use Discord, if you get a remote job, your company is most likely going to be using Discord for communication. So how about you get on Discord and use that as an opportunity to start learning how to use the platform, so that when you scale and grow, you're already familiar with that. That's why we use Discord. We know it's not readily easy. It's not easy for everyone to understand, especially people who are just getting into tech or so. But that's where you'll be doing most of your work once you have developed, once you have grown. And so our community is like the best place for you to start learning on how to use it. So once you've done all of this, the next and the biggest problem, managing your community. Starting is very easy. Managing is completely, it's something. And then throughout the life cycle of your community, some key things you'll always be faced with is direction. and moderation. How do you ensure people are not breaking bottles on their head? How do you ensure people are not fighting? How do you ensure you people have something you are doing? Like this event, for example, it's the organizer saying, how can we engage our community members? What is of value? Who should I reach out to for them? It might seem easy, but trust me, it's a whole lot of work once you get into it. Then engagement, as you are bringing all these activities and all, how do you ensure people in your community are interacting? They are giving you feedback. They are following up with you. You get, how are they involved? How do you retain them? Make sure that they still want to remain and they are not leaving your group, that these people, they are not serious. They don't know what they are doing. Or it's too much for me. They are doing too much. I'm not at that headspace right now. This is another kind of issue you would most likely be faced with. And one of the most exciting ones, conflict resolution. Where two or more people are gathered, there will be conflict at some point. It is like a rule of life for us humans. It is something that is beautiful in life. Where there is no conflict, one can say there is no love. That's what I strongly believe. So, with your spouse, with your siblings, with your parents, you can't say you've never had conflict in life. It's what moves us forward. Now, when you're managing people that are not completely indebted to you, how do you manage conflict? When two people are fighting, when the community is against the management, how do you manage conflict? You will need to set up a structure in place. You will need to know who in your team is great at managing conflict. There's so many things you have to put into place. And then the final one being growth and sustainability. Except it is a cult, even cults expand, right? Even cults, they always have a period in time when they say, oh, we're getting new members. So, so when you look at that, how do you ensure that there's opportunity for your community to grow, for it to scale beyond its reach, get new members, and still maintain the same quality of service, of experience that you are providing? And for you to do all of this, how do you fundraise? Money is needed. I I was once completely delusional that, oh, I can do things without money. I don't need money once I'm determined or so. Your passion would only take you as far as passion can take you. Yes, you need money, seriously, from your community, from people that are not a member of your community. You need resources. The main value of money is it gives you the ability to do something and to keep on doing it. So these are really things that you would have to consider over time. The direction, where are you guys going? Where are you taking these people you have gathered together? Who is going to be the face of the community? Who will the community members be able to reach out to and interact, right? Because these are the things that will help you ensure sustainability. Same with the engagement. What are the things you will do to keep them happy with you? You want to host events, tournaments, community generated content. You want to promote your members. And even besides or aside that, what value added services can you bring? In gaming communities, for example, everything doesn't have to be about game. That's a little bit redundant. The beauty is you should be flexible, you should be creative, and see how you can get people or create content or activities that help boost your community. And then conflict, how do you settle issues? Because they would come, they must come. Except you are running a kind of system where nobody can interact with you. These things must come, must happen. And how do you ensure growth and sustainability? And with that, I think I am done with interacting with you all. A quick recap, something I find very important is you should know communities are support systems. Before any other things, they are supposed to be like support systems for you. A key feature to a thriving, sustainable community is one where there's a value exchange, and every community is unique. You can have two game communities, and the experience is different. That's very also important to note. And with that, thank you for your attention and for listening to me. Yes, now let's interact. Yes, please. I'm here with you all.
People should unmute your mic and talk.
I think someone asked the question because a lot of people in this space are shy. He said, "Is there any way to join the community?"
Why shall you shy?
Let me shy. Shall you shy for us?
Yeah, so join the community. Which community? The Africa-comicade community. If
Yes,
that's what
yes.
you're asking, yes, there is a way where you can join. Of course, you can just join the Discord server, but we're about to start a program and we're segmenting even our audience because we realize there's a whole lot in our community and it's very easy to get lost. Even me, sometimes I get lost in what we are doing. So now we are breaking down the community based on your skill set, based on what you are looking out for. Those are the two key metrics because it's a Pan African community. So, people that are focused on development or learning new skills, we have a framework of receiving them right now. And then people who are on the business side of things, we are developing something new. So, just follow us. Aziz will get across to you because we have a program starting soon. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Personally, I'm
Should I
interested
forward the link?
in everything.
So,
Everything.
Okay. Yes.
Then forward.
I'm interested in partly everything I can come across, from design to management to so
ó
people like
lè
us.
ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ parẹ́ ẹ̀ ni kò ṣeé ṣe é. Seriously,
Uh,
kò
so
ṣeé ṣe
I
é.
think my own question is number. I have three questions. I want to
Okay.
abuse my moderator powers now. The question number one is Discord personally is a very annoying platform because it takes a ton of time to load, and then it comes with the recapture and tells you stuff. So I most likely every single time I quit, I just cancel it and be like, nah. And the moment I power my laptop, it just comes and pops up like I start rolling and rolling and rolling. So the question is there a platform for lazy people like us? Is there probably WhatsApp or Telegram or Twitter that we can connect and we have other functionalities like most communities? Should I go along with the rest of the questions or you answer it one at a
Now,
time?
let me take this one. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Why are you lazy? Why? Why are you lazy? Huh? Because the first thing is the capture and all those stuff is a security feature and it's for your own good. Once you lose your Discord, you can almost not get it back. So that's a security feature for your own good. And you just need to put in the proper settings in place. And Discord launching every time you start your Windows is a feature you can disable from your Windows settings. And it will
I've been
take you
trying to do
more than
that.
five
I'm trying to
minutes.
do that.
Ah, now you are really lazy, and we don't support laziness. So we
I
work
think
on that.
we're
So
actually a
that's
lot. We're actually a lot that don't like Discord because of that. We're
I
a
don't
lot. I
like
think
Discord as well. That's the truth. I just as much as I don't like Slack. But the thing is, like I mentioned, when you get into the industry, if you are looking for a good job, you do realize if you get into a company and they say, "Oh, we discuss on WhatsApp," it's your first red flag, right?
yes, yes, yes.
So if you are praying for a good job, that good job will most likely have all discussions happening on Discord or Slack. And so you need to groom yourself for that space. Yeah. So there's no two
Okay,
ways about it. That's
okay.
my own
So
opinion.
there's no option for lazy people.
No option.
Oh.
From my end though. Yeah.
So before I progress to my next question, is there anyone who would like to ask a question first? Everyone has access to the mic, so you can
Yes.
just unmute yourself. And
Iman also asked if it's only for game developers. So yeah, so yes, it is only for game developers. And no, it is not only for game developers. So let me just explain that in one word. The problem in Africa here is when you hear game developer, they think somebody that is building games. No. So a game developer is anybody working in the games industry. So if you are a marketer, a digital marketer in the games industry, you are a game developer. If you're a product manager in the games industry, they'll call you a producer, and then you are a game developer. So if you are the person that writes code, you are a gameplay programmer, and then you are a game developer. So if you do art, you are an artist, and you can also call yourself a game developer. Do you get now? Yeah, I hope you all got that. Very important. Because even me, I don't
Yes, yes, we
code
did.
again. Yeah, so I don't write codes anymore. Except you want to back Bugberu.
Sorry, can you just briefly tell us about your developer journey? Like, how did you start? What did you start with? Because I'm personally a developer too, a web developer. So how did
Okay.
you transition to the gaming industry?
I started HTML, HTML4, CSS3, did that, moved on to HTML5. Then I started with building HTML5 games. I used Construct, I wrote JavaScript for Unity back then before C Sharp became the force. So back then, early 2014, 15, you could still use JavaScript to code in Unity. It was either you're using JavaScript or C Sharp. Yeah. Before this Playmaker started becoming popular for no code as well, but now it's mainly C Sharp. So I did all of that. I got certified as a Unity game developer in 2016. Kò síṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. There's no game development job in Nigeria. And so it was a struggle getting a job or so. But yeah, that's it mainly. So I did C Sharp, I did JavaScript, I did the main web frameworks, and I played with a lot of tools Ruby, Python, Django. I played with them. And that's also because I was mainly on the management side. So I have a skill which is back then when I still used to code at all, I could pick up a skill in maybe 1, 2 weeks and really explain it very well. And so that helped me to train a lot of people on all these tools. I trained people on animation, on embedded systems where I used to write C++. So before a lot of people knew about Arduino, Raspberry Pi, we were doing it back then. Now it's more common, but I used to code Arduino and Raspberry Pi, C++. Yeah, so I did a couple of things: video editing, programming, web design. I've used Figma. I've done what did she share? Yeah, but I was more of a generalist at some point, and the more I delved into business and people management, the more I moved away from coding. Yeah, and right now I think for the last 2 years I've not written any reasonable line of code, meaning I can still write lines of codes, but it's not like packaged for any product or so. Yeah.
I don't talk I talk I'm a fake tech bro. Now all over the God, God,
Uh-huh.
God. See my life
So
outside. See
the
my
real
life
tech bro is
outside.
the one that has money. It's not by the
Uh,
code.
uh, uh.
If you like do all
I
this,
think I think Iman has a question. Oh. Iman must have a question. She has just been commenting and Miriam,
okay, let's
you
let's
guys don't
take
have
that.
questions. Attack him now. Read those questions. Oh.
I can't see the questions though.
No, 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 no. I said they were commenting a lot. That they must have a lot of
Yes.
questions for you.
Okay, okay, okay,
Read
okay.
the
Yeah.
questions before I proceed. Okay, I think pending the time that they organize their thoughts, I'll just have to carry my own question.
Miriam
So I
says
think I
she wants
asked
to
the
be
first one.
okay. I just want to say Miriam says
He
she wants
says he
to
wants
be
to be
like
like you.
Miriam. Chase
It's all
money,
of us who.
chase money.
It's all
Forget
of us who.
passion.
It's all of us who. It's all of us who.
Forget passion and
We're in
chase
this
money.
seats together. So my first question, or my second question is games. The gaming communities. I'm in one actually. It's a student gaming community. Tribe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you've heard of it before. Yeah,
by
but
carry
so
first.
Tribe hosts.
By
Yeah.
carry first.
I don't know. But I shall know that it is
Web3 gaming, right?
most likely in all universities. Yes.
Web3 gaming.
No. Tribe. It's just like a entertainment community, but they focus mainly on games.
Okay.
Free Fire, Call of
Yeah.
Duty. And so my question is, does Africa-comicade host gamer-thons? Let's put it like that. Like that. Like, do they host tournaments? Do they host, and are there any sort of activities that we can participate in and all sorts?
Okay. So for us, we don't our focus is not gaming, but game development. So we are focused on the creating side as opposed to the consuming side. That's the best way I can differentiate the games industry and the gaming industry. So currently I'm at the gaming events. So esports, competitions and all that's gaming. When it comes to playing of the games, what we do is we collaborate with stakeholders, like what I'm doing here currently. Because if we build games, we'll need people to play the games, right? But it's a whole different industry with its own problem. And we are not focused on that. But as you can see, we support them, we go for their events, we make noise about it because they're like our distant cousin. So we are focused on development. If you want to develop a game, want to develop an AR app, a VR app, this is our forte. This is what we want to see. We want to see Africans building as opposed to consuming. Yes. And then we do have programs you can be a part of. We have our Gamerton, which celebrates the works of stakeholders in the space. We have our Spark Fellowship, which Azuz and Awodi have been asking me, is he ready? Is he ready? And I've been telling them soon, soon. So in that one, you get to learn how to build for a period of 9.
Mo ṣe mítìn ni sọ pé ń bọ̀ wá tí máa ṣe pé mo ti fẹ́ parí. Ah, má
Sorry, I would do your mic. Okay, he has muted his mic.
dídí sí mi sọ ọ̀tá ẹ̀ báyìí. Ọmọ
Sorry, your mic is.
sorry, I thought I was muted. I thought I was muted.
That was a
Ó ti lọ báyìí. Ó ti lọ báyìí. So by the way, I beat my first AR game today. Clap for me, please.
Oh my days! I'm clapping you. I'm clapping you. Share it once the community to me learn from. I be fake tech, bro. I don't talk out. Now only me know. Ah, God, my life. So I think to talk. Carry on. Suleiman Ayomide asked a question. He said, "What advice would you give a newbie just transitioning into tech?"
Okay. The first thing is balance passion and career growth. The career growth that would give you money. It's very important. It's something I say I've learned the hardest way ever. And maybe it's necessary so that we can always give advices like this. A lot of people say follow your passion, follow your passion. When last did you eat passion? Like when last did you go to the market and say passion real? Fumi Gary Paliko. Passion is really really great. It's what drives even me, so I'm not going to deny that it's very crucial to the growth or even your fulfillment as a human being, because there's nothing like seeing what you are passionate about. And so if you must chase it, I'll take the art industry for example, and I'm not going to deceive you all. I'll tell you the truth. Or like most people that will blow grammar and tell you struggle, you'll make it, you will definitely make it. But the path and the time it will take you to accomplish some things, some people with better support systems. And most of those support systems are two things: money and networks. Those are what drives almost everything in any industry. Your skills would come in, your skills has to be the core. But what would fast track your growth is the amount of resources you have access to and the amount of network you have access to. So you know where you are. Nobody knows you better than yourself. Nobody knows you better than the family you are coming from. For me, I gave up a lot of things to be able to continue doing Africa-comicade. I can't go deep into it because it's personal, but there are so many things I've forsaken that this is what I want to do. So what that means is at the end of the month, if you are somebody that you are still in school and you already have somebody you are catering for, you are sending money home, you don't have the same luxury I do of me who has told my family members, hey, give me 5 years. I want to invest in this. Do you get? And I'm not saying you should be discouraged. I'm just saying you know yourself better than any other person. So if you want to go for something and risk it, then risk it. Put in all your best. Put in all your best and risk it and push it. But if you know the situation doesn't permit, the last thing I want you to do is start something and not finish. Because the reason I am here today talking to you is I'm still dedicated to the cause I put myself in. And like I said, there would always be sacrifices. You can't compare me with someone who has parents that have money somewhere and it's very easy for them to, you get. There are people in this world that they are doing art, for example, and their dad is the one that is giving them 1 million naira every month to build their art. You can't compare yourself with that. You can't compare it yourself with people that they are paying their school fees when some of you are hustling to support your own school fees. So find the balance after you know yourself and you know what you want to do. Then commit. Nothing works like magic. Everything takes time. I've been in industry since 2014, suffering away, working, doing multiple jobs. Sometimes it's not only games I do. I think I saw a trend that aside tech, what do you do? People are doing multiple things to get there. But you would not know because most times, most of you don't want to hear about the journey when the person is still on the journey. You just want to know, oh, this person from Google is coming, talk to me. By that time, that person cannot remember or fully explain what they've been through. That's the truth. Then they'll just be giving you summaries. Dedicate your mind, put your mind to it. People suffer, even with money, people suffer and sacrifice. So you know yourself. What can you sacrifice for you to grow? And how long can you do that? Because it will take time. It won't happen overnight. And then finally, I would say now join communities. You need to know something you can make money from quickly based on where you are. And then join communities that can help you fast track. Because once more, networks, no matter how good you are, if people don't know you, if you don't know the right people, you would waste away. So networks, find a community that can help you scale. That's my advice. And you can find a balance between what brings money and passion. Because I won't start telling you web design or game development. As much as I want many game developers to be in the industry, you also need to survive as a human. So find that balance and don't deceive yourself. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think this is the best event I've been to since I've been moderating CMX spaces. It has been so realistic because a lot of people come on here and tell us that we should chase our passion, we should do this, we should do that. We've been drinking Gary for
You will
days.
drink more. If you're not careful, you will
So
drink more.
we've been drinking Gary a lot, and then we just say, okay, it is chase your dream, chase your passion. We're not disputing that, but I think you emphasized and brought us back to reality because no, wow, I'm clapping. I'm clapping right now. I need a mentor, I beg, because it's like I'm following the wrong, no, wrong road.
Come
Like
ahead.
you said that. If only, so yeah, I'm not even shy. I need a mentor. I'll be your mentee. As much as you want. What are the requirements? What do you need? I'm
Go and
just
line up. Go and line up.
Yeah.
I'm coming to your DM, my boss. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm stopping by the right there.
Yeah.
So I think we're done with the questions. I don't want to take much of your time.
Okay then.
So the space was wonderful. As a matter of fact, the best we've been to. I believe everyone here appreciated it, and those that don't learn one thing, learned 100 things. Some learned 10. Me, I learned everything, sha. So we are very, very happy to have you. In fact, we'll be having you for a Twitter space very soon because we cannot just end this discussion like that. You can't end it like that. So I would and I think everyone is thanking you in the comment section
Yeah,
and
thanks
just
everyone.
so Platinum and Azus, the rest is up to you. Thank you so much for organizing the event. Sorry, Olaleko Ola Seyinde. You are not in the CMX group. Let me
Oh,
send you the man.
myself.
No, no, not you. Okay,
Okay.
I think there's someone that is in the space that is not part of the group.
Okay.
Azuz, can you kindly send our GC link to the comment section? Or Debbie, any of you that can do that. Platinum, kindly help us round up. Okay, Iman, you have earlier comments. Sorry. Is it a question? Hmm. Okay, yes. Iman said that she sent you a connection request on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay, I'll check
Yes.
that and respond as soon as I can.
Okay, I believe that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She said no. You have a question? Okay, okay, say yes. Thank you everyone for joining. Mr. Oscar is grateful. I'm also grateful, even for Azuz and Platinum. I'll now have met my mentor. When I like the words, you're my mentor now. I'm coming to your side very, very soon. Platinum, Azus, kindly help us round up the space. And you can play our style. Alan is not here.